Good evening. Senator Rand Paul announced today that the government needs to be doing more to gain the trust of the American people. For starters, he said it should jail Dr. Anthony Fauci for his monumental role in the creation and cover-up of the C-19 virus. Finally, we are hearing reports from President-elect Donald Trump on his feelings about House Speaker Mike Johnson. I figured Trump would wait to express an opinion closer to January 3rd, but with Congress now coming to a close, Trump has expressed his disappointment in Speaker Mike Johnson, his behavior, and said he was blindsided by how terrible of a deal Mike Johnson built with Democrat leadership. Thank goodness for Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy keeping President Trump in the loop on this terrible deal. Let me know in the comments, are you ready for a new Speaker of the House in 2025? Or do you want Mike Johnson to continue working with Democrats for the benefit of Democrats? I, for one, want someone who's smart, good at negotiating, and puts America first. By the way, thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out. So thank you guys so much. Also, Merry Christmas. I know that's in a couple of days, but I just wanted to say it, as well as Happy Hanukkah. All right, now speaking of Doge, did you see that the House broke all of their own rules and voted to release an ethics complaint against Representative Matt Gaetz, who has given up his House seat? It detailed all of his sexual escapades from before he was married, and many accusations that were never substantiated. In fact, the evidence was so damning and so damaging that Biden's own Attorney General, Merrick Garland, decided not to press charges and, in fact, dropped the entire thing. But now Democrats want to release this report because they believe it will do reputation damage if it won't put him in jail. Well, I believe they're about to get a taste of their own medicine, because when Elon Musk got wind of what they had done, he said, thanks to House Representative Thomas Massie, we learned that $17 million has been spent on sexual harassment settlements for members of Congress using American taxpayer money. Musk and Vivek plan to now publish this list to the public so that everyone can see who had actual charges brought against them and how their victims were bought off and silenced using American taxpayer money. Boom. Do not mess with Doge. Do not mess with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Let me know over in the comments, what do you guys think about this? Do you want to know how your taxpayer money was used to settle $17 million worth of sexual harassment claims? I, for one, would like to know what the heck is going on. That's a lot of money. Don't ever use my money to settle your problems. Use your own money, Congress. All right, now, even though President-elect Donald Trump is not yet in office, his incoming press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, is already doing a better job than Biden's press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. During a Sunday interview on Fox News, Karoline Leavitt detailed the incoming Trump administration will reinstate Title 42, a law previously implemented by President Trump in 2020 to remove immigrants, including asylum seekers. Stop using our tax money to let people live here for 6 to 10 years, get a lawyer, live in hotels, free meals, free cell phone, free transportation. We're done. Send them back to Mexico. Now, while this law was passed to stop COVID from spreading, its effectiveness at reducing illegal immigration was second to none. In regards to possibly re-implementing Title 42 or a similar law, Leavitt stated, we'll be securing the southern border, perhaps looking at Title 42. Many of these executive actions are still being considered by our policy team and also our lawyers. Now, despite not knowing exactly how they'll deal with asylum seekers going forward, Leavitt did double down on Trump's promise to carry out a mass deportation. She stated, President Trump is also going to launch the largest mass deportation of illegal criminals in American history. He can do that immediately by empowering federal and local law enforcement to work together to identify, to detain, and deport these illegal criminals who are roaming freely in our country. Look, I get it. It could be a bit extreme to some people. However, President Trump has no other choice after Biden opened the southern border and allowed 15 million people to flood in, with almost 1 million of them having some form of criminal record. Now, to be fair, Trump ran his entire campaign on this promise. So even if you don't agree with mass deportation, President Trump, to his credit, has been very upfront. If I win, we will mass deport everyone, starting with the criminals. And since he's a promises made, promises kept kind of president, this thing is going to happen whether you like it or not. Now, the fact that just today, an illegal immigrant from Guatemala lit a sleeping girl on fire while riding a New York subway does not help illegal immigrants, right? Some of these people are here with good intentions. I'll admit that. Many of them, they're just looking for a better life. However, hundreds of thousands of them have criminal history pasts. Many of them have mental illness problems. These people have to go. They shouldn't be here in the first place. So they must go. They must go. That is what is going to happen. Now, furthermore, Carolyn Leavitt also detailed other actions they plan to implement on the day one agenda. She stated, President Trump will use the power of his pen to deliver on many of the promises he made to the American people on the campaign trail, to secure our southern border, to fast track permits for fracking, for drilling, and to also take executive action to stop some of the transgender insanity that we have seen take over the country. Now, at this pace, Donald Trump may get more done on day one than President Biden did in 4 years. If you really think about it, the world just fell apart when Biden became president. He is not a president of progress. He's actually a president of falling behind. Now, if anything, Biden acted like a parasite and destroyed the beautiful foundation that Trump gave him when he handed over the presidency in 2021. Outside of their day one plans, it appears President Trump will not be seeking revenge on his opponents, despite the fact that the mainstream media says every single day how he will get revenge and this will become a banana republic, that he will go after them like people out of Russia did. However, according to Democrat Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, Trump's pick to lead the FBI, Kash Patel, told him in a meeting between the two that Trump will not be going after his political enemies unless they have actually broken the law. Otherwise, Trump wants his revenge to be success for the American people. And what a great plan, right? If America is put first, everything is going to get better. I truly believe that. Now, unfortunately, this one big headline was all ABC News could get out of Fetterman, as he declined to give any other details about what he and Kash Patel discussed. Now, as is known by literal children, it's best to talk about the things you don't agree on. But that's not what Democrats want to do. They try to convince people through politically charged tweets to drop all of your beliefs, all of your morals, and join them in how they wanted to run the country. But that's not what you do. And Fetterman stated, I have learned things, I have heard things, and I regret none of these conversations. None of my time with people across the aisle has been a waste of my time, he said. Now, former New Jersey governor and failed presidential candidate Chris Christie seems to be a bit jealous of Elon Musk's new friendship with President Donald J. Trump. During an interview with ABC News, Chris Christie predicted that Musk and Trump won't be friends for very long. In fact, Christie stated, "It ends when Trump believes that something has gone wrong and he needs someone to blame. Musk becomes the person to blame, and it won't take very long." Now, I disagree with this. Chris Christie stabbed President Trump in the back several times. Chris Christie is the one that pushed for Mike Pence to become the vice presidential candidate. Chris Christie led Donald Trump down many wrong roads, and once Trump realized that, he dropped Chris Christie. But as of right now, Elon Musk is doing incredible things. And so I'm really just excited to see their friendship strengthen over time. And I'm just excited to see what Musk and Trump can get done. Now, while I believe that Musk and Trump will continue to get along, some Republicans have sought to cause division by claiming that Musk is using Trump to become president of the United States. Oh, gosh. You guys, sometimes these members of Congress, they literally have nothing better to do than make up fake stories, push it out through their anonymous sources at the New York Times, and then try to cause division in the country and between political friends and allies. It's just such a waste of time. Anyway, President Trump responded by saying, "No, Elon's not going to be president, I can tell you, and I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country." I was there when Trump said that live. Everybody burst into laughter because nobody believes that Elon Musk is trying to betray Donald Trump and become president of the United States. He's from South Africa, for heaven's sakes. He couldn't become president if he wanted to. Now, as the incoming administration details their plans to make America great again, Trump has also been making moves internationally to claw back our leadership status. And according to Trump, it appears that America's territory may soon be expanding. He stated, "For purposes of national security and freedom throughout the world, the United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity." Now, you'll remember during Trump's first administration, he floated the idea of purchasing Greenland as a strategic military base. Well, everyone said that Donald Trump was crazy and that he was misspending American taxpayer money. But now a lot of people are saying, wait a minute, where Greenland sets would actually be a great place for us to have a military base, similar to making Puerto Rico a military base so that we could intercept ships that were coming from the Atlantic Ocean up through the Caribbean. Now, I don't know what will actually come of this. Sometimes President Trump just likes to troll the media. He is excellent at that. Now, unlike Russia, Trump is not planning to take the territory by force, but rather by peaceful negotiation. In an effort to kickstart these talks, Trump appointed PayPal co-founder Ken Howry as an ambassador to Denmark. Back in 2019, Trump stated, "Denmark essentially owns it. We're still good allies with Denmark. We protect Denmark like we protect large portions of the world. Strategically, it's interesting, and we'd be interested, but we'll talk with them a little bit. It's not number one on the burner." So Trump is admitting, listen, this is just an idea that I have, something that could be good for the U.S. military strategically, but it's not even at the front, right? It's on the back burner, he says. It's just something he's been thinking about. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, and I was there live when President Trump announced this. On top of Greenland, Trump has also recently stated his desire to regain control of the Panama Canal. President Trump stated the fees being charged by Panama are ridiculous, especially knowing the extraordinary generosity that has been bestowed to Panama by the United States. This complete ripoff of our country will immediately stop. Now, Trump is saying they're charging such ridiculous fees, it's making the stuff that comes through there to the United States more expensive. As of recent estimates, fees for using the Panama Canal can be as high as $300,000 for a single ship to come through. Additionally, there has been some concerns that outside influence like China could be the reason they increased their fees on America. However, Trump has the most leverage as the U.S. accounts for over 70% of the business that flows through the waterway. Trump hinted at this fact by stating, "We would and will never let it fall into the wrong hands. It was not given for the benefit of others, but merely as a token of cooperation for us and Panama. So when it was given, it was to strengthen our relationship. Now, the country of Panama is gouging Americans." Now, I feel this is fair. After all, the Panama Canal was constructed by President Theodore Roosevelt back in the early 1900s, and 38,000 Americans died building that waterway for America. Then, failed President Jimmy Carter gave Panama the Panama Canal for $1. Literally trillions of dollars flow through the Panama Canal, and President Jimmy Carter gave it away for $1. What an idiot. Now, the president of Panama responded to Donald Trump by saying, "Every inch of the Panama Canal belongs to the country of Panama." Trump responded, "We shall see." I'm telling you, this guy loves to troll people, but he also gets his way pretty regularly. Now, Trump continued to troll. A few hours later, he posted a photo over on Truth Social of an American flag planted in the Panama Canal. It said, "Welcome to the United States Canal." Elon Musk responded on X by saying, 2025 is going to be lit. So Donald Trump wants Canada to join America, wants Greenland for military dominance, and wants the Panama Canal in order to help save Americans money. Isn't covering the daily news of Donald Trump just one of the funniest things? It's crazy, right? Like, there's so much seriousness, and then he does these things, and it's hard to know what he's actually thinking. But I think he's at least using this as a way to lower the fees on American businesses, and we make up 70% of all of the commerce that flows through the Panama Canal. But let me know over in the comments, do you think it was stupid of Jimmy Carter to give away the Panama Canal for $1? Let me know your thoughts. I think it was a really stupid move. He was a terrible president. He didn't really know anything about business or running a country. I mean, I remember, people, I think they were allowed like 10 gallons of gas a week, and you had to sit in line for hours and hours and hours for your turn to get gas. Meanwhile, America's sitting on more oil than Saudi Arabia. That was another thing. They said that Trump, in his first week, wants to open up the oil reserves in Anwar, Alaska, which is the largest oil deposit known to man, so that they can immediately start pumping. Trump said at a recent rally that he wants there to be so much oil and gas, they don't know what to do with it, and that Americans are complaining that their gas bill is too cheap, right? Now, I don't think anyone's going to ever complain about having lower gas prices, But we certainly hate the fact that because of Biden, we had higher gas prices. All right, now some big breaking news coming out from President Trump. He says he immediately wants to withdraw from the World Health Organization, or the WHO. In a fiery statement today, President Donald J. Trump declared the United States would immediately withdraw from the World Health Organization, calling it a corrupt globalist scam dominated by the Chinese Communist Party and funded by the likes of elites like Bill Gates. Oh, it makes me so happy to have a president that gets it. China controls this. Bill Gates controls this. And together, they were trying to control you and I. Biden even considered handing over all of our medical freedom to the WHO. Thank goodness we have Donald J. Trump. Now, the WHO has become nothing more than a tool for the CCP and the globalists to strip away our medical autonomy, silence dissent, and control our lives. They want to crush your freedom of speech, dictate your health choices, enslave you to their agenda. We will not stand for it, announced President Trump. Trump's defiant stance against the WHO's overreach marks a bold escalation in the fight against globalist agendas. He pledged to defund and abolish the organization, vowing to create an alternative alliance that prioritizes sovereignty, freedom, and truth over corruption and coercion. We will no longer allow the CCP or the billionaire puppets to dictate the future of our great nation. This is a fight for freedom, and America will lead the charge. So the fight against globalism has begun. Will you stand with President Trump? Do you agree with this line he has drawn in the sand, that the World Health Organization is nothing more than a mouthpiece for communist China, and that you and I should not hand over our medical freedom nor our autonomy? All right, that's my update for today. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to everyone else. If you're an atheist, I love you. Enjoy Santa Claus and everything else that comes with this incredible time of year. Hey, there's 13,000 of you. If you could please give this video a like, because it would help me so much. It tells YouTube and Rumble to share this with others. Also, we're almost at 1.9 million amazing truth seekers. I want to get there, and I want to get there with you. Thank you guys so much for trusting me as an independent news source. I really appreciate that, and I value you, which is why we do so much research every day to bring you the truth about what's really going on. Hey, I love you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will see you on the next video.